Cyber Threat Brief for March 15, 2026. Microsoft released an out-of-band hot patch fixing 3 RCE vulnerabilities in Windows 11 ROS management tools. Glassworm supply chain campaign expanded to 72 malicious VS Code extensions targeting developer tools. AppsFlyer Web SDK was hijacked for 48 hours to deploy crypto-stealing JavaScript across thousands of websites. Here's the full breakdown of today's top security stories. Daily Cybersecurity Brief, 2026-0315. Next section, Critical Alerts. Microsoft Windows 11 ROS Remote Code Execution, CVE 2026-26111, and 2 additional CVEs. See show notes for the full list. Microsoft released out-of-band hot patch KB 5,084,597 to fix 3 remote code execution vulnerabilities in Windows Routing and Remote Access Service ROS management tool. The flaws allow an authenticated domain attacker to trick users into connecting to a malicious server via the ROS snap-in, achieving remote code execution. The vulnerabilities were already patched in March 2026 Patch Tuesday, but this out-of-bounds hot patch applies in-memory fixes without requiring reboot for mission-critical systems. EPS, the exploit prediction scoring system, scores are low, 0. 1, 2025th percentile, but the RCE severity and domain join targeting make this high priority for enterprise environments. Action: install KB 5,084,597 on Windows 11 25H2, 24H2, and Enterprise LTSC 2024 systems enrolled in hot patch updates. For other systems, ensure March 2026 Patch Tuesday updates are installed. Hot patch applies automatically via Windows Auto Patch without restart. Source: Bleeping Computer. Critical HPE AOSCX Authentication Bypass, HPE, disclosed a critical vulnerability in AOSCX network switches, allowing unauthenticated remote attackers to reset administrator passwords and bypass authentication controls. No CVE or common vulnerabilities and exposures or patch details are available yet, but the remote unauthenticated nature makes this extremely high severity for organizations running HPE switching infrastructure. Action: monitor HPE security advisories for patch release and CVE assignment. Review access controls on AOSCX management interfaces and restrict to trusted networks until patches are available. Source: Security Week. Next section, Business and Infrastructure Threats. AppsFlyer Web SDK Supply Chain Attack, March 9/11. The AppsFlyer Web SDK, used by 15,000 businesses across 100,000 plus mobile and web applications, was compromised with crypto-stealing JavaScript between March 9 and March 11, 2026. The malicious code was served from AppsFlyer's official domain, Websk. AppsFlyer.com, preserving normal SDK functionality while monitoring cryptocurrency wallet inputs and swapping addresses to attacker-controlled wallets. Targeted currencies include Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Ripple, and Tron. AppsFlyer confirmed this was a domain registrar incident and stated the mobile SDK was unaffected. The exposure window was approximately 48 hours, March 9/22 to 45 UTC to March 11. Action: organizations using AppsFlyer Web SDK should review telemetry logs for suspicious API requests from Websk. AppsFlyer.com during March 9/11, audit cryptocurrency transactions initiated during that window and consider downgrading to known good SDK versions. Monitor for similar supply chain incidents given AppsFlyer's prior involvement in Shiny Hunter's Match Group breach. Source: Bleeping Computer. Glassworm supply chain campaign targets developers, 72 plus malicious VS Code extensions. The Glassworm malware campaign expanded significantly with 72 additional malicious extensions uploaded to Open VSX registry since January 31, 2026. These extensions mimic widely used developer tools, linters, formatters, AI coding assistants like Claude Code and Google Anagravity, and use a new propagation technique, abusing extension pack and extension dependencies to turn initially benign-looking extensions into malware delivery vehicles after updates. Extensions appear harmless at publication, but are later updated to pull glass worm-linked packages as dependencies. The campaign continues to use invisible Unicode characters to hide malicious code. Solana blockchain dead drops for command and control resolution and avoids Russian locale systems. A parallel campaign injected 151 GitHub repositories with the same Unicode technique between March 39, 2026, plus 2 NPM packages at afabricks/miso client, at iflowmcp/watercrawlmcp. Action: review installed VS Code extensions, especially those added or updated since late January 2026. Check extension dependencies in package. JSON for unexpected extension pack or extension dependencies entries. Remove extensions from unknown publishers or those mimicking popular tools with slight name variations. Monitor for Unicode characters in repository commits and NPM packages. Sources: The Hacker News. OpenClaw AI agent security risks, prompt injection, data exfiltration. China's CNCERT issued a security warning about OpenClaw, formerly Claudebot, an open-source autonomous AI agent, citing weak default security configurations and prompt injection vulnerabilities. Researchers demonstrated that link preview features in Telegram and Discord can be weaponized for immediate data exfiltration without user clicks. The attack works by manipulating the AI agent into generating attacker-controlled URLs with sensitive data in query parameters, which are automatically transmitted when messaging apps render link previews. Additional risks include accidental data deletion from misinterpreted instructions, malicious skills uploaded to ClawHub repositories that execute arbitrary commands, and recently disclosed vulnerabilities enabling system compromise. Chinese authorities have restricted state enterprises and government agencies from running OpenClaw on office computers. Action: if running OpenClaw, restrict network access to management ports, isolate the service in containers, avoid storing credentials in plaintext, and disable automatic skill updates. Download skills only from trusted repositories. For organizations using AI agents with web browsing capabilities, implement URL filtering and review messaging app integrations for link preview data leakage risks. Source: The Hacker News. Next section: General Security News. Loblaw data breach exposes customer information. Canadian retailer Loblaw confirmed a data breach exposing customer personal information, including names, email addresses, and phone numbers. No additional details on breach scope, timeline, or attack vector were provided in the initial disclosure. Source: Security Week. Next section: Patch Priority. Windows 11 Enterprise hot patch enrolled. Install KB 5,084,597 for RROS RCE fixes, CVE 2026-26111, no reboot required, and 2 additional CVEs. See show notes for the full list. Windows 11, all other editions. Verify March 2026 Patch Tuesday updates are installed for same 3 RCE vulnerabilities. HPE AOSCX switches. Monitor for emergency patch release addressing critical unauthenticated admin password reset vulnerability. AppsFlyer Web SDK. Audit SDK versions and consider downgrade or removal pending full forensic report from AppsFlyer. Open VSX/VS Code extensions. Review and remove suspicious developer tool extensions, especially those updated since late January 2026. Next section: Vulnerability Disclosures. Microsoft Windows 11 RROS Remote Code Execution CVE 2026-26111 and allow authenticated domain attackers to achieve remote code execution by tricking users into connecting to malicious servers via the Windows Routing and Remote Access Service, RROS. Snap-in. All three vulnerabilities affect Windows 11 versions 25H2, 24H2, and Enterprise LTSC 2024. EPS scores are low, 0. 1, 2025th percentile, indicating low likelihood of exploitation in the wild currently, but the domain-joined attack scenario and RCE impact warrant immediate patching for enterprise environments. Microsoft initially patched these on March 10 Patch Tuesday, but re-released KB 5,084,597 as an OOB hot patch to ensure comprehensive coverage across all affected scenarios without requiring system restarts for mission-critical devices, and 2 additional CVEs. See show notes for the full list. Source: Bleeping Computer. HPE AOSCX Unauthenticated Admin Password Reset. HPE disclosed a critical severity vulnerability in AOSCX network switch firmware that allows remote unauthenticated attackers to reset administrator passwords and circumvent authentication controls. No CVE has been assigned and no patch is available yet. Given the critical rating and unauthenticated remote attack vector, organizations running HPE switching infrastructure should treat this as a high-priority watch item and implement compensating controls, network isolation, ACLs on management interfaces until a patch is released. Source: Security Week. Next section: Trends and Context. Supply chain attacks continue to escalate across multiple platforms. The AppsFlyer SDK compromise demonstrates how trusted third-party components can become high-impact distribution channels for malware, affecting thousands of downstream applications. Glassworm's evolution to abuse extension dependency relationships shows attackers adapting to marketplace review processes by uploading benign packages and weaponizing them post-approval. AI agent security is emerging as a new attack surface, with prompt injection and link preview-based data exfiltration representing novel threat vectors that bypass traditional security controls. Organizations should prioritize software composition analysis, dependency auditing, and AI system isolation as core security practices. That concludes today's Cyber Threat Brief. From Carolina Clear Tech. Stay patched, stay vigilant.